All right, back here in the garage. Wait a minute. That's not the tractor I was working on. Yeah, so had my daughter's graduation party this past weekend, and excuse me. Yeah, had the old garage cleaned out. My son is at basic training right now, and my wife wrote him a letter tonight and sent him a picture of the garage because I don't know if I can get all the opens that is clean. It's clean-ish. I mean, I got like these two shelves. I'd really like to get sorted through them, and they may go away. Maybe, I don't know. Something different with them. Cart full of tractor parts, table saw covered in tractor parts. Welder needs to go back over here, but I've got cracks and stuff in the floor, and I don't know if I did this in the last video or not, but I patched that. I mixed up Quikrete and patched that, and that dude is like 3 inches deep. It never got hard. This was like smooth, and the whole top layer just peeled right off. Now I get this like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just old Quikrete. I don't know. If anybody watching any of these videos sees this one, got any suggestions? I've got a spot there, and a spot there, and a spot there. Well, the whole floor is bad, but welder cart needs to go over there. And there's at least, a couple little spots there. I'd like to skim it with something so that I got a smooth spot, so when I go to move the cart, I can roll it. But yeah, garage is kind of clean. No horsepower. My little buddies. He's not here right now. Anyway, we babysit a young man. He'll be 5 this fall. He's been riding the crap out of that thing. My son rode it a bunch. Yeah, anyway. My son, speaking of which, is off Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Basic training right now. So, kind of more of the point of this video. This is the stock intake and exhaust manifold noisemaker for that motor, or at least those blocks, whatever. Many moons ago, when I was pulling, I was trying to come up with, man, I have to get a little more ponies out of that thing. And I mean, if you think about it, here's a carburetor. You got one 90-degree bend just in the air getting into the carburetor. Then it comes up in here. There's another 90. Let's go another 90 here to go either direction, and then another 90 to go that way, then another 90 to go down into the motor. And then when it gets down into the motor, it's got to make another 90 to get up into the motor, into the combustion chamber, and then kind of a 90 to get into the combustion chamber area. I didn't count that. 1, 2. It's I don't know. I did the math one time. It's stupid. Anyway, I'm trying to cut down on some of that. Those sharp 90s. I got this. I start off with. Don't pay attention. Don't pay any attention to the stuff dangling off the. I got this intake manifold for a later 206 overhead valve motor. At the time I was working in a factory that had TIG welders and big heat treat ovens and stuff. So we cut that off. I ordered 2 pieces of straight tubing and a 90-degree elbow that was the same diameter as the tubing. Anyway, and I can't remember if I cut that off the original manifold or if I made that. I think I might have cut that off. Anyhow, so using the TIG welder and stuff at work after hours, on the clock. I don't know. Doesn't matter now. I don't work there anymore. I turned this regular. Of course, on the motor it came on, it would have hung like this, and it would have just come down so far and had this flange up here, and yeah, just for illustration purposes, this would have just kind of like bolted on. Oh shoot, can't see what over there. Backing frame. Oh shoot, I'm dropping stuff. Oh geez. Oh, you huge manatee. All right. Anyway, stay with me. So this would have just kind of bolted. Instead of bolting on the flange down here, would have bolted on the flange here and it had been hanging like this. But because we're going overhead motor, anyway. So the plan is, I got to get. Well, another thing is on this one, it doesn't really get bigger so much. The length of the exhaust. So as you're adding more exhaust gas, it doesn't really get a whole lot bigger. On this one, it definitely swells out a lot bigger. Port here, I just got to figure out how to, from here, and of course the bolts broke off in there, in this manifold. I'm going to try to weld some washers, nuts, something onto there, heat it up, torch it up, whatever, get those broken studs out. And because all these manifolds had heat transfer from the exhaust into the intake because of poor fuel quality, I got to make a plate, block off plate, to keep the heat. Well, I actually keep the exhaust in the manifold, and hopefully I can make it so that they don't have a lot of heat transfer from the manifold exhaust into intake. I hope. Anyway, and if we get this on the tractor and it doesn't work, we'll just go back to that bad boy, because we know that works. But I got to get this. I think I'm going to have to come off of this at an angle and then another angle to get out of the hood, because I don't think, if you look at where this exhaust port is at, it's kind of where we're at here in comparison to where it exit the hood. There's about 6 inches, 6-8 inches. So I'm gonna have to do something there, but it'd be fun to see if I get any kind of gain out of going to this setup. I don't know. It'd be fun to see. Like I said, I'm really hoping to be able to isolate the heat between exhaust and intake. I don't know if I can or not. I don't know how that was going to line up. That's just sitting there on the bench. But anyway, so I got that going on. Yeah. That tractor project, done. Check that off the list. It runs just fine when we get horsepower right there in the seat. By horsepower, I mean young legs willing to crank them pedals. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Like I say, garages. Oh, I don't know if I can even see the top of my workbench. Oh, hey, there's another project I'm talking about. Water pump. I think we talked about this one earlier, because I remember talking about cutting out the baffle plate. It comes apart a whole lot easier when you take the roll pin. Let's see, can I do that? I'll do it that way. I'm gonna hold it there, take the roll pin out of that hole, and oh boy, oh, for crying out loud. Come on, really? It'd be that way? Oh, so then the pulley comes off, and there's a little thrush washer that goes in there, and oh, for crying out loud. The thing would have fallen up if I didn't want it to come apart, it'd have fell apart. Hold on. There we go. Haha. I don't know how much of that you caught, but The shaft is, I don't think it's real pitted. Maybe, I don't know. It's dirty, so we'll have to polish that up. See what condition the shaft's in. The impeller's not horrible. The seal face is showing a lot of wear. Actually, so there's these little teeth or steps that go into the slots in the. Should watch what I'm doing here. In the impeller, there's a step between the flat. There's quite a bit of step there. The flat of the seal and the bit that goes in there. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that seal while I'm in there. And that seal rubs against this surface here. So, and the bushings, I think once I polish up this shaft and get fresh grease in it, I think it's going to spin pretty easy. The whole deal was like locked up solid. I think it was just dried, dried grease on the shaft, sticking it to the bushing and the thing there. So we'll polish that shaft, clean that out. New seal on the on that deal, because I think there's one in there somewhere. It's kind of how we cleaned the garage. We just stuffed it all in the closet. Anyway, yeah. So that'll be another video, getting the water pump put back together. But so that's kind of where I'm at. This is a long video for me. Anyway, well, oh hey, look at that cute little feller. I'm gonna call this one, and I'll be back.